Here we are at part 8, and we're back into the bronchial plexus. And so we just noted that the posterior cord here, which is posterior to the axillary artery, which is not pictured, is made up of all the posterior divisions of these trunks right here. We have the 3 trunks, upper, middle, and lower trunks. They have these green posterior divisions which make up the posterior cord. Okay, then we have 2 anterior divisions up here from the upper and middle, and they contribute to the lateral cord. Over here we just have a continuation then of the lower trunk made up here of these 2, C8, C1, and so this just contributes straight ahead to the medial cord. So lateral, posterior, and medial. You have to use your imagination and imagine that there is a artery traveling through here. Okay, then notice this little M-shaped thing right here. So the lateral cord goes straight out and makes the musculocutaneous nerve. Okay, and it contributes to the median nerve. The musculocutaneous is basically taking care of the anterior arm. So I wrote that in here, anterior arm. That's biceps brachialis, coracobrachialis. All one nerve innervation there. Okay. Then if we take this side of the M and we come straight down, noticing that the medial contributes both to the what's here, the ulnar, and contributes a portion to the median. So the ulnar comes down, and the ulnar is going to take care of the anterior forearm and the medial aspect of the hand, about half of the muscles intrinsic to the hand on the digiti minimi side. Okay, then notice that we have the median coming through here, and the median is going to be contributing to the forearm. In fact, it's the entire anterior forearm, except for 1.5 muscles that will be taken care of instead by the ulnar nerve. So the median takes care of the anterior forearm along with the ulnar nerve, but the ulnar nerve only does 1.5 muscles, and the median does all the rest of the forearm. And the hand on the thumb side is going to be, the lateral hand here, is going to be taken care of by the median nerve, so the thumb and the forefinger, index finger. Okay, so that area. And then, so remember we have a posterior cord. The posterior cord back here, coming from the posterior division of trunks, posterior divisions, posterior cord. The posterior cord is going to end right here by dividing or bifurcating into the axillary, going up into the shoulder here, taking care of the deltoid, and then this is the radial, which wraps around the back of the humerus and takes care of the posterior arm, going past the elbow, posterior forearm, okay, and then no hand muscles. Okay, so posterior arm, posterior forearm for the radial, which means triceps in the arm, which means the extensors in the forearm. Okay, so that takes care of all of that, and then we can press on over here to other details. Here we have the muscles of the lower extremity. Now, the anterior compartment of the lower extremity is going to be taken care of by the femoral nerve. Here they're showing us the sciatic. And where did they put the femoral nerve here? Here it is, right over here. Okay, so L1, 2, 3, 4, coming on down. Notice that? And notice that from this more medial aspect here, we get the obturator in a slightly more lateral arrangement over here. gives us the femoral nerve. So femoral nerve coming down, what's the femoral do? It takes care of the anterior compartment of the thigh. So quadriceps, sartorius, iliopsoas. Okay, and then the more medial nerve coming down here through the, here we go, through the, no, this one right here, yeah. This one going through the obturator foramen down into the medial aspect. So gracilis and all the adductors, adductor brevis, longus, and magnus, okay, are all innervated by the obturator. So when you need to extend the knee, then you'll be using the femoral nerve. And then when you want to, how shall I say, adduct the hip and bring the two legs, the two thighs closer together, you'll be using the obturator. Okay. So then we're on the posterior now. Now I tried to draw here something that showed us, and it's probably a little bit better over here where we studied muscles. Remember muscles? So let me just slip this over here so we don't lose our place. And then here we are now. We have this view here. We have a sciatic nerve coming down. Remember, the sciatic nerve is emerging from just beneath the piriformis. And what's coming down, the sciatic nerve is going to divide into the common fibular and the tibial. Common fibular and the tibial. And then as we look at the posterior compartment back here, we're going to remember, here's the sciatic nerve coming down. I've reversed it here. I've put the tibial on this side. So at any rate, the common fibular, what does it do for a living? It has only one thing that it independently does, which is the short head of biceps femoris. Biceps femoris is the more lateral of these hamstring muscles, and then we have semitendinosus, semimembranosus. Okay, so then the tibial nerve comes down and takes care of the rest of the hamstrings. Okay, the posterior compartment. So then we have then the tibial nerve coming down further, and it's going to take care of the leg and all the muscles intrinsic to the foot. Okay, then we have the common fibular dividing into deep and superficial fibular, and the deep fibular will go to the anterior compartment of the leg. And remember, it's a slightly superficial nerve, it's a little exposed. So at any rate, the anterior tibialis anterior, and the extensor digitorum is going to be there, and the extensor hallucis longus. So all the extensors of the toes, we're going to be able to use the tibialis anterior to dorsiflex the foot and kick the football or the basketball or the soccer ball, whatever it is. And then we have a superficial fibular that goes along the lateral aspect of the leg and takes care of fibularis, longus, and brevis. Okay, so that's that little number right there, and we're all set with that. Okay, and now we're back here to this page where we left off. Okay, and here I've done it again for you. I have noted that we have tibialis coming down this way, and then we have the common fibular branching into deep and to deep fibular, their nerve, deep fibular and superficial fibular. Okay, so they're showing us bones here. They're not showing us the nerves so clearly, but nevertheless, you get the idea. Okay, so that takes care of that little number right there. I need you to understand that we were originally little worms, as it were, little flatworms, and we had this sort of lateral kind of segmented dimensionality to our being early on. Then we were reptiles, briefly, fish, reptiles, and then little piglets. But this would all make sense if our arms and legs went out to the side the way, alligators or salamanders do. But instead, no, we became a two-legged animal of the mammalian persuasion, primates, and our arms went down and our legs went down And so for certain areas of our body, we have these dermatomes, okay, which are related in these little 2-inch or so, 1.5-inch to 2-inch little strips across here. So you at the nipple line, I'd like you to know that we have T4, okay, and that at T10 at the umbilicus, okay, right there, T10. And so we can sort of see what's going on. Notice the T2 kind of like actually kind of, oh, it goes down there. So that means some individuals, when they have a heart attack or angina, can feel the heart referred over to here. Okay. So we'll come back to this in just a moment.